Okay, so today is Thursday, March 7th. So, time for a Room Talk Thursday video for an RTT, not a CTT. I thought about it, but I'm like, it looks really cold and raining and miserable outside. So, I'd really not rather be in the car in those elements. I mean, obviously, if I'm in the car, I'm not like in the rain. Like, let me just do it in my room where I'll feel more comfortable. So, updates on some stuff. So in terms of movies, because I actually watched a couple, I watched Mothra vs. Godzilla, and I just finished recording a short video on that. Short version, I did enjoy the movie. Godzilla is very, very goofy in this movie, and at first while I was watching it, I was like, this is what we're doing? I don't know about this. And then the more I watched it and the more I thought about it, I was like, no, this is really funny and really entertaining. This movie's kind of awesome. And I did watch Dune Part 2. I do want to make a video on that. I just haven't yet. I've been kind of sitting on my notes for a while. I'm like, let's do it today. Maybe tomorrow. All right, it's now tomorrow. Yeah, but why do today what you can put off to tomorrow? Oh, I see what you're doing. I just haven't done it yet. Possibly, hopefully after this, or again, maybe tomorrow. We'll see, but I do want to get it out soon. Short version. In case for whatever reason I don't end up doing it, I liked the film a lot. It's definitely not a one-to-one adaptation of the book, which I did have the pleasure of reading a few months ago. Excuse me. There's definitely some aspects that got cut or things that kind of got changed. One very notable change is at the end, which I won't spoil at this time. I'll definitely talk about when I talk about the film. But I overall loved it. It is such a good theater experience. Not because like there were people around me like really reacting and getting into it or anything, but just like the scale of the movie, the way it looks and the way it sounds. And Dune is just the actual narrative is just very big and very exciting. At least I think it is. And I feel like it translates very well into film. Again, maybe not all of the subplots and everything, but I feel like at least the main storyline does, and I enjoyed my time with it quite a bit. Speaking of videos that I've been meaning to do and finally did, I finished Worm Arc 11, and I got the video on that done yesterday. I'm about halfway through Arc 12. I'll probably try to I didn't listen to any of it yesterday. I'll try to get more on that today. I don't expect to finish it today, but I mean, there's a non-zero chance. I think I have like 2 hours. No, I think it's like 2.5, something like that, hours left. Which, hey, I mean, if I'm just playing Persona 3 and I'm just fucking around in Tartarus, I can just play Worm. I did that quite a bit with Arc 11. I was like, damn, these Slaughterhouse interludes are going crazy, man. Speaking of Persona, I am not yet done with the game. I am on December 30th. I'm in Tartarus at the moment. I think it was Igus just rejoined the party, so I wanted to go ahead and get her some levels and whatnot. Excuse me. And speaking of Persona 3 and Igus, they went ahead and confirmed they are doing the answer, which they are referring to as Episode Igus. Did not escape my attention that they revealed it after March 5th, because I haven't finished Reload, but I've played Persona 3. I know what happens in that day. It's like, that was kind of good timing, actually. I respect that. What I'm not crazy about is the fact that it's an expansion pass, and it's like, yeah, pay $35 to get this shit that you don't really care about. And I mean, I love me for some Persona 5 music, but I mean, I don't need it here. The Fez 3 has a great soundtrack, so does Fez, but like, I don't need to change the music here. It's like, you can get this thing, and then this for the low price of half the game. No, I don't want to do that. Why would I do that? That just feels like ass. Especially because, I played Fez. I never played the answer because I wasn't that interested in it. I don't like Persona 3's gameplay. Again, at least as far as Fez is concerned. Because I can't control my party members. And they're all morons. Why would I do the part of the game that's like all gameplay when the gameplay part is not that fun? But it was at least on the disc. I could play it if I wanted to. Why? I just don't like it. Like, you remade the game, and now you're trying to sell me parts that should have already been there. That's how I see it, that's how I feel, and I don't like it. Speaking of games, a couple days ago, there was a tweet from the Multiverses account. It was just like, testing, 1, 2, 3. Essentially kind of like a, hey, we're still here. So it sounds like they're going to be having a comeback soon-ish. Because they had said, it's like, all right, we gotta take some time off. We gotta figure some shit out. And then we will be back. So it sounds like soon-ish we'll probably get like a bigger announcement or a trailer or something like that. And I enjoyed the game, and I enjoyed following the speculation. Like, there was a lot of other stuff I was playing at the time, but when I did sit down and play it for a bit, I had fun. I played a lot of Taz. I thought Taz was really cool. So here's the thing. This was announced, and my brain was like, okay, cool. Maybe they're going to be coming back. Maybe we'll get a trailer in the next couple of days. I'm excited. What characters do I really, really want? It's like, okay, my most wanted character is something with the Powerpuff Girls. Whether it's a 3-in-1, whether it's just one of them, or it's like you play as one and the other two were skins. I don't know, but it's like, I love the Powerpuff Girls. I think they'd be a really fun character in some capacity. My second character that I'm like, this is the character I'd really, really want, would be Ruby Rose. I watched Ruby not too long ago. Like, I have my problems with it, but overall, I really, really liked it. And Season 9, I thought was phenomenal. Ruby's weapon is one of my favorite weapons in all of fiction, because I love scythes. And then it's like, yeah, it's a scythe. It's also a gun. And like, I've talked to... If you heard me talk about Ruby, you heard me gush about how much I love the Red trailer and like how much I love Ruby's fighting style, especially in the earlier parts of the show, and when it was very much a momentum and recoil based fighting system. And like, it's so cool, and the choreography was so cool, and like, I want this in a fighting game, and I know she is in a fighting game because the cross tag and everything is like, yeah, that looks kind of cool. I get her in another fighting game, and one I'm probably more likely to play. Yeah. This is kinda dope. Maybe this can happen. Because I remember when I finished Ruby, I checked. So it was like, okay, I'm pretty sure they're owned by Warner Bros. Because this, like, DC crossover. But let me double check. Like, could that actually happen? Would she be eligible for Multiverses? Yep. Because Rooster Teeth is owned by Warner Brothers. So about 24 hours later, they're not anymore. Because Warner Bros. Said this shit isn't profitable. You're done. And, someone who was like, you know what, I want to get back into this. So it was like, part of it is, I've been very curious about this for a long time, because I'd seen some of it before, and I liked it, but I also had my problems with it. And I've heard people say it gets, like, terrible later, and people like vehemently hate it, and I'm really curious to see what the hell happens and check it out. Some of it was genuine curiosity, some of it was morbid curiosity, and like I said, overall though, I liked it. It was like, I can kind of see a path to the end game here, and I feel like we've maybe a few seasons away, and I feel like we've really hit a groove now with how good Season 8 was a step in the right direction. Season 9 was phenomenal. I thought the second Justice League crossover was actually really good. It was way better than the first one. I was like, all right, we're cooking. We're cooking with gas now. Oh. Well, this sucks. Huh. Another thing that I follow that's a Rooster Teeth production, as far as I am aware. Well, yeah, because it was by Screw Attack, and then Rooster Teeth took over Screw Attack. So yeah, Death Battle is part of Rooster Teeth. I'm like, huh. That's a sad coincidence. And it's a coincidence for a couple reasons. One, before I heard the Warner Brothers Rooster Teeth news, I watched an old Death Battle. Because I was just like, hey, I want to check this out. For whatever reason, my brain went, I kind of want to see that Bill Cipher Discord fight again. And it's really fun. It's really cool. I'm like, huh. yeah, I randomly decided to watch that, and then not long after, they got the axe. That sucks. Also, the other thing that's kind of an interesting coincidence is this happened while I've been re-watching Friendship is Magic. Because Death Battle is why I watched it in the first place. It was, I think the first Death Battle I ever watched was Shadow versus Vegeta. It was something that was just on my feed. I was like, what the hell? Wait, that was kind of fun. Wait, there's more of these? And I just, like, binged a bunch of them. And, it was the Rainbow Dash Starscream battle. When that came out, I watched it. I was like, wait, there's a new My Little Pony show? Wait, people like it? Wait, it looks kind of fun? Alright, let me try this out. Let me give this a shot, see what happens. And I watched the premiere, and I was like, okay, that's... For my expectations of My Little Pony, this definitely exceeded them. I don't think this was amazing, but this was kind of fun. Let's watch the next one. Okay, this was actually really pretty fun. I liked this. Oh, this one's good. This one's really good. And then I ended up binging the first season, and there was only like 3 episodes in season 2 at that point. It was Return of Harmony and Lesson 0. So I got caught up and was watching the show weekly, more or less, ever since. I did kind of fall off with season 8, and then when I realized season 9 was going to be the end, and season 9 was almost done, I binged season 8 and binged season 9. Anyways, point. So there's something kind of interesting to me about, I got into this big show from watching this show, and now that I've decided to re-watch the big show, the show that first got me into it is now ending, and before I found out, I happened to watch an episode of this show that was connected to this show. It's like, huh, that's, I don't want to say fun coincidence, because it's not fun what happens, but it is kind of, it's like a fun little connection between the two things for me. So, while Rooster Teeth is ending, I hope it is not the end for Death Battle. I hope it is not the end for Ruby. Whether Ruby is still animated, whether it ends up being like graphic novels. I think that's something I've heard. I don't think it's like something I've heard, like it's a big rumor, but it's more just kind of like shit that people have thrown around once or twice. I'm like, I don't know, I don't read a lot of graphic novels. Not in a way where I'm like, I think graphic novels suck. I just haven't really, but I'd be interested in getting into them. That might be my gateway into graphic novels. Like, alright, here's volume 10. Or, I don't know, again, maybe volume 10 will actually be animated by someone else. Maybe Netflix picks it up, or Hulu, or maybe Crunchyroll just says, this is now officially my... I don't know. Maybe someone else, maybe something happens. I hope it gets to stick around, because I really want to see it finished. Part of that is, I'm now into this. I want to see it end. Part of it is also, I mean, the fact that the show has outlived its creator, I think is a testament to how passionate the team, the crewbie is, and how strong Monty's vision for it was. Like, I know what happens. I've prepared for this. And people wanted to see his dream, like his vision, fulfilled. And there's something really, like, I've always really liked about that. And for it to not be able to finish is really sad. And I hope that doesn't come to pass. And I hope Death Battle is able to continue. Like, I've been waiting for that Tom Sylvester Death Battle for a while now. I'm like, oh, maybe this is why it hasn't come out. But I really don't want that to end either, because I think it's a ton of fun. But if it does, I believe that means the last episode was Unicron and Galactus, which was one of, if not the most requested battles. So if they have to go out, again, it's kind of like with Ruby, they are, to me, kind of going out on a high note. So I have at least some solace in that. But, while talking about Death Battle and Friendship is Magic, Friendship is Magic. I finished Season 6. I made my tier lists. And definitely plural because there's 4 videos, and I'm sorry about that. Like, I was recording the first one, and at one point the screen went blank, and, like, I don't know if this is still recording, so I want to stop here just in case, and I was recording the second part, and I was like, cool, it's really warm in here. I'm really thirsty. I want a milkshake. Like, I just need something refreshing. So I stopped. And then several hours later, I recorded the next part. I was like, cool, but it's getting late. Let me just save the finale for later. And I did. And I definitely talked... I think I was saying before I talked about the Season 6 finale that I was like, I don't know if it really deserves its own video like the way the wedding did. Because I needed a whole thing to just talk about the wedding. Like, you know... By the time I was done talking about the Season 6 finale, it was pretty lengthy. I'm like, I had a lot to say about it. So I don't mind that it got its own video. Twilight's Kingdom probably could have too, because, gosh, that Season 4 video is 3.5 hours. It's so long, dude. How long was Season 6? It was like 40 minutes and 20 minutes, so about an hour. So that's, I think... Season 6 as a whole was about 3.5-ish, which I think was also about the length of Season 5. Season 4 was longer, because it was 3.5, and then there was another video. I think I've spent more time on Season 4 than any season thus far. But Season 6 is in the book, so I have 3 left. Haven't started Season 7 yet. I will probably do so later today or tomorrow, soon-ish. Hopefully I will get it finished by about Monday, Tuesday-ish. I know Clay said since he hasn't watched 8 or 9, he wants to do those with me. I do want to do that. Like, a lot of most of Season 4 we watched together. Most of Season 5 we watched together. I think he watched a good handful of Season 2 with me as well. So yeah, I don't think that'll be a huge problem. Which reminds me, Adventure Time. It's been a while since we've watched Adventure Time. And from my understanding is there's 2 reasons for that. Reason number 1, Clay kind of needed a break. He's like, look, I'm enjoying the show a lot, but we've seen a lot of episodes in a short amount of time. And I feel like, especially because of how long Season 5 is the super long one? I think so. We got about halfway through it. He's like, I feel like the fact that there's still half a season left, plus all this other stuff, I think I just kind of need a break. Fair, understandable. The second problem, because I feel like he hit a point where he was done with his break. The problem is Persona. He was playing Persona. There were times when I was like, hey, I might be down to watch Adventure Time now or watch a Godzilla movie, but he wanted to play Persona. There were times when he was down to maybe watch Adventure Time or a Godzilla movie, and I wanted to play Persona. And other times it's like, hey, well, we could just watch some Friendship is Magic. So, he is done with Persona. I'm getting close, and we're getting close to Friendship is Magic being completed. So my understanding, I did talk to him about this, is that once Persona is in the books and Friendship is Magic is in the books, then we will get back to watching Adventure Time. And then probably every now and then, like, we'll throw some Godzilla movies in there as well. So those projects aren't dead. We still intend on doing them. We've just got, I don't know, Twilight Sparkle and Iga-sized pins in both of them. But progress is being made. Speaking of putting pins in projects, One Piece. So I said I was reading One Piece. I wanted to read One Piece, but it was going really slow. I just have not touched it. And I think for me, I don't remember if I said this already, but I think the reason for me is that I have several projects going on right now, and they're all long. Friendship is Magic is 9 seasons and 200 plus episodes. Persona, I've hit 70 hours, and I still have the last month of the game to do. Worm is 31 books. I mean, I guess, is an arc a book? I think each arc is essentially its own book. Some are maybe more novella size. Some of them are whole ass novel size. Excuse me. But it's the way I see it, I have 31 books. I still have 20 to go. Or I guess 19 and a half, since I'm halfway through part 12. And when I look at that, I'm like, I'm making substantial progress on these. But when I look at my list, like, the list isn't moving. And that kind of bothers me a bit. And so I'm like, I could read One Piece. But that means I'm not playing Persona. It means I'm not reading Worm. It means I'm not watching Friendship is Magic, and it also means I'm not writing Pin and that. So because of that, it makes me less inclined to read it. Now, I feel like for the most part when I do, I'm enjoying it, although there have been points where I'm like, let me read some One Piece, and then it knocks me out. I don't want to say, like, that feels so bad. Being like, dude, One Piece puts me to sleep, but it's happened a couple times. Ugh. So what I am hoping, what I am planning is that let me not touch it until I've cleared some of these. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to finish Worm until August or September. But I should be done with Friendship is Magic and 3-load by the end of March. So either near the end of March or in April, we can really get some One Piece in. Now, I'm not just going to read One Piece and not do any other projects, because One Piece is also really, really long. And there's a lot of other projects to do. But it's like, okay, I finished Friendship is Magic. I can take a pretty lengthy break from watching a show. Let me read One Piece. And, like, I'm probably going to take a game break after 3-load for, like, a week or two. Ish. I can get some One Piece done then. So I might use One Piece as kind of more of a recovery tool in between projects, especially during big projects. Which, if that's the case, I probably am not finishing it this year. Unless I get to a point where I'm like, I now can't put One Piece down. One Piece is amazing. Which I would love to have happened. But, I think that's how that's going. Let me take Pin out for VN progress. So last night, I finished the last chapter. Done. So, the way I see it, and I talked to Clay about this as well, I have edited and, like, I have converted the novel, like the manuscript, into a screenplay to make it feel more like a VN. I have also just made edits, like things that I felt like, this doesn't really work as well anymore. Like, let me cut this, let me add this, stuff like that, to actually try to make it read better and flow better. There are still, like, that does not mean I feel like I am finished, because I still need to make edits. There are some things that changed later on in the story that I need to go back and change in the earlier parts of the story to make sure everything's consistent. There are things where this story, like, this is the world I made, and Clay made his own world, and we kind of found a way for them to mix and mesh, and we thought that was kind of a fun idea. So there are points where I'm like, okay, this is my understanding of how Clay's world works, and this is how I wrote it in here. So he kind of has to go through, in addition to having another set of eyes to look over and make sure things read well and blah, 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 is also, does the lore make sense from his side as well as mine? So, my plan is to not touch it for a bit. Let it sit and have him look at it. And he can note places where the lore is inconsistent, either because things that change later in development need to be fixed, or it's just not consistent with his lore, and, like, we gotta figure that out. Or it's like, yeah, this is a scene that reads kind of weirdly. Maybe I try to beef it up, or maybe try to explain it better, because I know there's definitely some parts where I'm like, I'm gonna leave it like this for now, but it could probably be better, but I want to go ahead and move on. Like, just like tightening some bits of the script. So what I want to do is have him look at it when he's done, and I've had some time away. I can go back to it with a more kind of fresh set of eyes, I guess, and say, like, okay, what parts of this need to be fixed, and what are some parts that I just think should be fixed, and handle it accordingly. In addition to that, our artist is still being the fucking MVP. We got one character finalized. We have another character who, like, the design has been approved, so now he's gonna finalize that design. Is there anything else there? No, I don't think so. So since Clay is gonna be looking at it, and I'm kind of gonna let it sit for a bit, it means I get to work on something new. It means I get to do a new project. I can work on the sequel to the manuscript that I finished last year, that I was working on the cruise, that I really, really loved. I've been wanting to work on for so long. There's this other idea that I had pretty early last year. I think I was working on it around January or February. I'm like, I kind of want to mess around with this, because every few months it kind of comes back, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is really interesting and really cool. And I don't work on it because I'm doing something else. Like, I was working on Orichalcum, or I was working on Severance. I'm like, okay, but I want to do something with this. So I think what I want to do is I want to work on that, the new idea, and then just kind of throw in some Orichalcum every now and then. It's like, all right, let me do a chapter. Can I do a chapter real quick? I'm really excited for that. What else? What the hell is that? Oh, that says Adventure Time. I mean, I can't read my handwriting half the time. So this is just, I don't know, I found this kind of fun. So, Sunday was kind of like an all-time great day. Like, I woke up, I felt good, I felt rested. Like, I check my phone, and I get a completed character design from the artist, and I'm like, she looks so good. Oh, she looks great. What was really interesting is, I don't remember if I said this last week, there's a non-zero chance I did. His original design for this character was, I was like, I don't know, because I don't know if I like her outfit. Like, because she was wearing this jacket. I'm like, I think the jacket's nice, but given her character, maybe it's a little too nice. And then I looked at it more, I was like, I don't know, it's a really nice jacket. And then it just kind of clicked with me. I was like, wait a second. Specifically, the artist designed this jacket like it was inspired by a sapphire. Because gemstones and, like, gems are very important in this world. Like, it's how magic works. Different gemstones have very specific abilities that they can do. What do you know? I read Mistborn. Like, specifically what happened is, like, that's kind of how it worked in this anyways. I was like, yeah, gems can do stuff, but it was very vague and not very well defined, which means it was a terrible magic system. And then I read Mistborn, and I was like, okay, this is a really, 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 really cool magic system, and I love it, and I already have something. I have a similar skeleton. Let me put some... This is a weird metaphor. I don't know if I like it, but we're going to go with it. Let me put some meat on that skeleton. Let me put some flesh on it. Let me put some blood in there. So it's like, let me flesh out this idea. So it's like, okay, I need a gemstone that does this. What's a good gem that can maybe do that? Bam, this is what this one does. Bam, this is what this one does. And, like, I have it written down in our master document, and it's going to be something that's put in the VN. Like, yeah, these are the different kinds of gemstone magic. What is it? It's like, I don't remember what all the different schools are called, but it's essentially, here's the one with, like, physical effects. This one makes you stronger. This one, like, makes your mind sharper. This one sorry, my nose is super itchy. This is the one that, like, makes, increases your senses and your reflexes, etc., etc. The next one, these are the elements. This is, like, you have an opal. Opals are, like, very aquatic based, so you can do some cool shit with water. Obsidian, it's like fire, so blah, 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 blah. And then the last one, I think it was called Abjuration. It's essentially, here's just the weird random magic bullshit. This is the one that Amber makes you make barriers. I think it's Albite turns you invisible. Actually, that might be Apophyllite. One of those is invisibility, one of those is intangibility. I don't remember which one is which, but I have those written down. Anyways, point, it's like, I really went into this system, and I like it a lot. And it's like sapphires are mental clarity, and it's something you can use to like really clear your mind, make sure like you're very focused and sharp. So the fact that he chose a sapphire of all things, because I did not tell the artist what each gem represented. I just kind of said like these are the gems that she has on her, and one of them is a sapphire. I was like, she got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Somehow they singled out the sapphire and said, I want to give them an outfit based on that. And I'm like, that is actively perfect because of how her character is. She is someone who, like, she is very focused. She is very sharp. She doesn't necessarily like who she is and what she does, but she also has no real delusions about who she is or what she is. Like, yeah, like, I'm a terrible person who helps worse people do horrible things, but I'm just as guilty as they are. But it's what I do. It's kind of what I have to do in order to survive. Like, I have my qualms with it, but I don't, like, I know that I'm just as much of a monster as you are, kind of thing. I'm like, it feels really fitting that she, of all characters, has a sapphire motif. Fuck, that's cool. Oh, that's so good. I love that. And like, so her design got completed. I was like, damn it, she looks so good. I felt well rested. I had a nice walk. I listened to like a couple chapters of Worm, and I was like, these like Arc 12 starting off good. I played some Persona. I got some Friendship is Magic in. I mean, it was season 6, so it wasn't the best. But I was like, man, I am just having a great day. Why? It was like, wait a second. Things are going well. What am I in for? Like, is this just a coincidence that things are just nice, or am I about to experience some, like, grade A bullshit? And when I come home, I'm like, I just want to lay down in my bed, relax for a bit, just vibe. Oh, look! A spider! Oh, look! I think it's a brown recluse! Oh, look! He just scuttled in between the mattress and the box springs, so I don't know where she is. Oh, I'm not sleeping in my bed tonight. Because it was pretty late. This was at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I was like, ah! That's a whole heaping helping of no! So I go downstairs and I sleep on the couch, and at one point I get woken up in the middle of the night because there's a radio that's plugged in, and the radio starts making that, like, I hear this noise, and I deadass thought like a carbon monoxide warning was going off. I was like, I gotta, like, I'm super tired, but I gotta address this because I might not wake up in a few hours. And I'm like, oh, it's coming from the radio. Okay. Now I can sleep. So I go back to sleep, and I wake up, like, I'm still sore, I don't feel very good. I go back into my room, I check my bed, there's the spider just big chilling like they own the place, because they basically do. And I'm like, I'm not gonna kill the spider. Because that's just something, I wish I could say I'm like that with all bugs, I'm really not. But it's always something my dad was with spiders. He was like, no, I don't want to kill the spider. Let's see if we can just get it out of the house. So I had this small box. I was able to eventually lull the spider into the box, and I took the box outside. I was like, there you go. Have at you. But, there's a point later in the day where I'm walking down the stairs. And as I'm walking down the stairs, I'm not even, like, galumphing down or anything. I'm just going at, like, my normal stair pace. And I lose my footing, and I slip. And as I slip, and I just realize, oh, I'm falling, and I'm not going to be able to recover. How bad is this going to be? Like, am I going to hit my head? Like, am I going to get concussed? Like, am I going to... I mean, I'm probably not going to die. Like, I'd have to roll, like, 2 nat 1s in a row for that to happen, but... Like, how badly is this going to hurt? Like, am I going to be able to get up after? Am I going to be fine? And then I just kind of fall down the stairs a bit. Like, I fall on my back. And like I've mentioned before, like, I have a curved spine, so my back's already a piece of shit. But I land on my back, I land on my hip, and I land on my arm and my shoulder. Now, my back, like I said, always a piece of shit, so just intermittent back pain is kind of normal for me. My hip actually didn't feel that bad. Like, it was kind of sore, and now it's fine. It was my arm. Like, I could still kind of feel it. Like, if I move my arm, it's not even like if I move my arm too much. It's like, no, if I move it, if I, like, use my arm, I'm like, ooh, I feel that. I shouldn't do that. Like, I think I had mentioned how a few months ago, there was a fight between the dogs, and I got in between them to stop them from fighting, and one of them bit me, and how it, like, fucked up my arm and my shoulder for a while. Now it's the same thing, but with the other shoulder. But instead of, I was trying to stop dogs from fighting, no, my klutzy ass just fell down the stairs. And I was like, I don't know, like, I guess this was the bad day that I deserved for a really good Sunday. The brown recluse in the bed and the Looney Tunes shit on the staircase. But then after that, everything was fine. Like, I got my taxes done. It looks like I'm gonna be getting a pretty nice refund, and that's exciting for me. I'm like, cool, the sooner I get that, the sooner I can hopefully get everything paid for the bar, because I did mail those documents. I'm just waiting to hear back for them to say, you're Gucci, you're registered. Because I know the next step is fingerprinting, but they send me the thing to, give me the sheet for the fingerprints, so I'm waiting for that, and, I think that's it. Let me check. Is there anything else I really want to say? Yeah, the brown recluse thing. Go. That's it. Was it's a pretty eventful week. Tomorrow is Free Run Friday. Oh yeah, and then Survivor yesterday, which at some point, I don't think it'll be today, but I'm hoping tomorrow or Saturday, I'll sit down and talk about the episode with my mom, because I really enjoyed doing that last week. It was very fun. Tomorrow is Free Run Friday. I'm looking forward to that. We've got 3 episodes left. See, I know I said, but I was like, yeah, like, when I'm done with these projects, I'm going to read One Piece. And I'm like, well, I mean, as soon as Free Run's done, I am just going to binge the manga at that point. But One Piece probably after that, I swear, for this time. But, I think that's it for this week. So I'll see you in the next video, which, depending on the order I upload, might be the Mothra Godzilla video. It might be the Dune video if I actually end up recording it. But, that's not a goodbye. That's a good shit. But, I mean, I guess the week was good shit. So, I'll see you.